Okay, so let's run through this quickly. Okay, so TOOD's qualification script, or you can call it specialization or class, whatever you want, I don't care. So what this does is allows you to add extra benefits, extra buffs, extra things here and there for certain jobs or certain players. Not jobs, players. A job is another feature I'll add in later down the line. So yeah, let's just run the commands and you can see everything. So I have 1000 health, I have 0 armor, I only have physical keys 2 gun, and this is my run speed. So I'll go ahead and do now you can do exclamation mark or forward slash. Okay, so it's the command, the qualification name and the player you're giving it to, and you get a little pop-up. Okay, so the title of the qualification you're giving and the description, these are modified in the config. Okay, and a respawn button because you need to respawn in order to get your weapons and your changes. Okay, so you have a pretty basic panel and a neat little flashing panel on the background. Okay, you click respawn and I have new weapons. Okay, so I now have stun stick, I now have a magnum, and I now have an AR2. Okay, now this add-on uses JSON and your data saves to qual_data, which you can change in the config. It saves your Steam ID 64 as the name of the text file, so you can easily find specific people if you need to find their data. Now if you do come to the point where you do need to access these text files, which you shouldn't, but if you do, if a developer wants to snoop around, then qual data is qualification data, heavy is the qualification name, okay, given by is obviously who gave it, and this is their Steam ID 64, given to is who was given the qualification, and that is their Steam ID 64. Okay, so obviously it was given by me, and it was given to me, and I gave myself heavy, as you've seen on the pop-up. Okay, so it saves to a text file. You get 2 messages in chat. This is a message that appears in chat for the person typing the command. This is the chat message the person receiving the qualification types in chat. Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead and remove qualification. Now you do not need to type in the qualification name when you're removing it, just type in the player's name with the command obviously, hit enter, and another 2 messages has been removed from their current qualification, telling them to respawn for the changes to take place. This is a message you will receive if you're the person getting the qualification, so it will tell you who removed you, and you need to respawn for the changes to take effect, because I still have the HP, I still have the armor, I still have the weapons. Okay, so yeah, so I'll go ahead, kill myself in console, open up. I no longer have the weapons, I only have my 3 default weapons that I had before. My HP is back down and my armor is back down. Okay, yeah, so that's how that works. Okay, there's an extra little thing here, open admin, and it's not really an admin menu per se, it is just a menu that allows staff ranks that you define in the config to be able to view who's on the server, their Steam ID, their job, and what qualification they have. Okay, so that's what that does. Okay, not adding anything else to this. You cannot copy Steam ID, copy their job with their name. I'm not adding that, it's pointless. It's just a little thing I added in if anybody wanted it, and it displays your qualification. Okay, so if I set myself to heavy, respawn, open the menu, my qualification is heavy, take away my qualification, respawn, my qualification is none. Okay, so that's how that works. Now let's go with config. Config, qual data. Now, as I said, this uses JSON. I do not know SQL, I do not plan on knowing SQL or learning SQL. I've never had to use it and I never will have to use it because I don't like it. So yeah, this uses JSON. I know JSON. JSON's used. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. Change the name of this folder if you want to change the name of the folder before you add it to your server. Okay. Otherwise, if you have this name, then you start setting qualifications, then you change the name of the folder after you've set qualifications, the data will start saving in the other folder as well as this folder. Okay, so you'll have the data already saved in there, but all the new data and previous data will save in the new folder, in both of them. Okay, so you don't want things playing around with each other. Okay, this is the add command, so you type in the command here, change this to whatever you want. This adds qualifications, so it's the command itself. The identifier, which is further down, the identifier is the qualification, and the player name, not their Steam ID, player name. Yeah, change that to whatever you want. Same as above, but this one does not require the identifier. This one just requires the command and the player name. Okay, and it just removes all of the qualifications that they have, or, well, you can only have one per person, so yeah, it just removes that. Now, this here is the allowed user groups to open up the little menu to view all the players with their qualification, and what user groups can actually use these commands here. Okay, it says admin menu, but it's not really an admin menu, it's just a pretty bland panel. But yeah, what's the command to open that? What jobs are you allowing to open, not open, what jobs are you allowing to give qualifications? Now this is for things that if you want to give it to a commander of a branch or a faction, or give it to an officer, police, president for Dark RP if need be. This script is sort of focused around Star Wars RP servers, military RP, Halo, things like that. So things that have a sort of chain of command, they have commanders, officers, things like that. Now, if you do not want any jobs to have it, then just leave these as they are. Okay, because I highly doubt you have test job 1, job name, and job name 2. I highly doubt you have jobs on your server called that. Okay, this uses name, not the team. Okay, so you can see here, this is Dark RP. Okay, so this script is for Dark RP or Dark RP derived servers. Okay, otherwise specific checks won't work and the script just may not work. Okay, so it gets the name, which I am calling here. Okay, so let's see, back to the config. Now these are the qualifications itself. Okay, so you've seen heavy and you've seen the description of a heavy. Now with the descriptions, put a description whatever you want. As you can see, I've got a pretty lengthy description. It will automatically wrap. Okay, so as you can see here, it is not going out of the panel. It will automatically wrap once a certain amount of characters and words are used, depending on the width of the background. Okay, the main panel, it will wrap down into the next line. Okay, so yeah, it'll automatically wrap, so put whatever you want in there. So the name of it, that's what you type in chat, so add qual, and the name of it using heavy, so that was add qual heavy, then my name. The description, true boost, the health boost, true or false. True adds HP. Okay, so if your job has 100 HP, this will add whatever this value is onto that, so they will have 150 in this case. Okay, just set that to false and they will not get a boost. Same goes for this, but this is for armor. Set it to false if you don't want a boost. Run speed, set it to false if you don't want run speed. Weapons, do you want them to have extra weapons on top of the weapons that you've given their job? So they will have all the weapons that they have on their job plus these weapons, okay, that you add into here. If you don't want weapons, set it to false. Okay, so scout, heavy, medic, specialist, you can have as many of these as you want. You simply copy from here to here and just add more in. Do not forget your commas after each table. Okay, your commas are important if you do more table entries and you don't just have the 4 that I've got here. Okay, so yeah, if you fail to understand that, I've left comments for each specific thing telling you what it does. Okay, now onto the UI, the derma. Okay, the main background color is the qualification itself, so this here, it is like a sort of transparent black. Okay, so you can change that if you wanted to. The main text color is the color of the title, the description and the respawn text. Okay, the respawn button, pretty self-explanatory, the red background here, that you can change that. And the flashing panel, you can change that, so in the background it is red at the moment, so I'll go ahead, change that to 0, change this to 200, save it, go ahead and respawn, remove, and there we have it. It is nice and blue. Okay, so yeah, you can change all those values for the UI, and that is it for the config. Now there are restrictions in place. Obviously test job 1, test job 2, test job 2 cannot use these. I'm super admin and I don't even have an admin system. Let's just use test job 1. Okay. Okay, Dark LP, sure thing. So, type in the command, respawn. Now, I already have a qualification. Okay, so I'll go ahead and type it in again. Let's try scout this time. Error. The player already has an active qualification. Please remove it before assigning another. Okay. So yeah, you have restrictions in place. If I go ahead, remove this qualification, then try and remove one. Remove qual. Good. This player has no active qualifications to remove. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's the qualification script. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave a comment in the Steam Workshop page, where you'll find this add-on, obviously. If you have any suggestions or bug reports, then I will leave designated sections or posts on the Workshop add-on page. Okay, so yeah, enjoy.